You're here right now because something deep inside you knows that 1111 is not just a number. But it's not just a coincidence. It's a message, a signal, a doorway. And if you've been seeing it again and again on clocks, on receipts, on signs, then understand this: you are being called. But the real question is, will you answer? Because most people see 1111 and do nothing. They shrug it off. They tell themselves it's just a random pattern, a trick of the brain, and they move on with their day. But deep down, some part of them wonders. Some part of them knows there's more to it. And if you're still watching, then that part of you is waking up. You're ready. And today I'm going to show you exactly what to do when 1111 appears, so you can unlock its full power and shift your reality like never before. But first, let's go back. Let's go deep. Why does 1111 appear in the first place? Why do so many people across different cultures, different beliefs, different ages report seeing this same sequence over and over again? Is it just a number, or is it something else? If we look at the ancient traditions, the mystical teachings, the hidden knowledge passed down through secret societies, they all point to one truth: numbers are not just symbols. They are frequencies, vibrations, codes that make up the very fabric of existence.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound insights.
Think about it. Everything in the universe follows mathematical patterns. The spiral of galaxies, the structure of DNA, the rhythm of waves, even the way trees grow, it all follows precise numerical sequences. And 1111 is one of the most powerful of them all. In numerology, 11 is called a master number. It represents intuition, spiritual awakening, synchronicity, and alignment with higher consciousness. When it's doubled minus 1111, it amplifies that power exponentially. It becomes a gateway, a mirror, a reflection of the universe speaking directly to you. But here's what most people don't understand. 1111 isn't just a sign, it's an invitation. It's like a knock on the door of your consciousness. And every time you see it, you have a choice. You can either ignore it, pretend it means nothing, and stay exactly where you are. Or you can answer the call. Step through the doorway. Align with the energy that's trying to reach you. So how do you do that? The first step is awareness. The moment you see 1111, stop. Completely. Don't just glance at it and move on. Pause. Take a deep breath. Become fully present. Because the moment you see it is a moment of immense power. It's a checkpoint in time. A reminder that you are creating your reality in every second, whether you realize it or not. The second step is observation. Ask yourself, what was I thinking about the moment I saw 1111? Because whatever thought you were holding at that exact moment is being amplified. It's like the universe is highlighting it, saying, this is important. If it was a negative thought, doubt, fear, limitation, this is your chance to shift and to let it go, to replace it with something aligned with your highest path. If it was a positive thought, growth, love, purpose, this is your confirmation, your sign that you are on the right track. The third step is intention. 1111 is a window where your energy is heightened, where manifestations accelerate, where the veil between the physical and the spiritual is thin. So this is the moment to set a powerful intention. Don't just make a wish. Wishing is passive. Instead, declare. Speak your reality into existence. Say it out loud, with certainty, as if it has already happened. I am stepping into my highest purpose. I am aligned with abundance and success. I am attracting the people, the opportunities, the experiences that elevate my life. Feel it in your body. Let the energy of that truth flood your being. Because when you do, you are not just hoping, you are creating. But here's the secret. Most people do this once or twice and then forget. They treat 1111 like a random event instead of what it really is, a continuous conversation with the universe. Because 1111 is not just a one-time message. It's a dialogue, a rhythm, a cycle of alignment that keeps appearing until you truly integrate its meaning. And the more you pay attention, the more you respond with awareness, the more the universe responds back. You'll start seeing synchronicities everywhere. You'll think of someone and they'll call you. You'll ask for a sign and it will appear in the most unexpected way. You'll set an intention and opportunities will start showing up faster than ever before. But this is where most people get stuck. They start seeing the signs, but then doubt creeps in. They wonder, is this real? Or am I just imagining things? And the moment they doubt, they cut off the flow. They close the door. Because the universe is always responding to your dominant vibration. If you believe in synchronicity, it expands. If you doubt it, it fades. That's why 1111 isn't just about noticing the number, it's about shifting your entire mindset. It's about training yourself to recognize that you are in constant communication with the energy of existence. That every sign, every pattern, every moment of alignment is guiding you towards something greater. So the real question is, are you willing to trust it? Are you willing to follow the signs even when they don't make logical sense? Are you willing to surrender to the flow of synchronicity and let it guide you? Because here's the truth most people resist. They want control. They want certainty. They want a step-by-step roadmap before they make a move. But 1111 is not about control. It's about surrender. It's about stepping into the unknown with absolute faith that something bigger is at work. So what if, starting today, you committed to this? What if, for the next 30 days, every time you saw 1111, you didn't just acknowledge it, but you fully embodied it? What if you treated it as a sacred moment, a direct message from the universe, and acted accordingly? What if, instead of brushing it off, you used it as a tool to realign, to recalibrate, to make a conscious shift in your thoughts, your emotions, your energy? What would happen in your life? What would change? Would you start seeing more synchronicities? Would your manifestations accelerate? Would you finally break free from the patterns that have been holding you back? Or would you ignore the signs, dismiss the opportunity, and continue living as if the universe wasn't speaking to you directly? Because here's the truth, the universe is always speaking. The question is, are you truly listening? If you're still here, it means something inside you has already shifted. You're not just casually interested in 1111 anymore. You're beginning to see it for what it truly is, a calling, a signal, a doorway into something much greater. And now, the real work begins. Because understanding 1111 is one thing, but using it, truly integrating it into your life, is something entirely different. This is where most people hesitate. They recognize the sign, they feel the power, but they don't know what to do with it. They fall back into old habits, old programming, old limitations. And the universe keeps knocking, keeps showing them the number, keeps trying to wake them up. But unless they take action, they remain stuck in the same cycles, repeating the same lessons, missing the deeper truth. And the deeper truth is this: 1111 is not just about seeing a number. It's about becoming the person who is ready to step into alignment. It's about breaking free from the illusions that have kept you small. It's about answering the call with total certainty, with total trust, with total commitment. Because once you do, everything starts to change. You start moving differently, thinking differently, being differently. And life begins to respond in ways you never imagined possible. So let's go deeper. Let's go beyond just noticing 1111 and into the real transformation that happens when you fully embrace its meaning. The first shift you need to make is understanding that 1111 is a mirror. It reflects back to you exactly where you are in your consciousness. It's like a cosmic checkpoint, showing you whether you're in alignment or whether you're resisting your true path. Every time you see it, ask yourself, am I living in my highest truth right now? Am I following my intuition, or am I letting fear dictate my choices? Am I fully present, or am I lost in the distractions of the world? Because 1111 will keep appearing until you answer those questions honestly. And if your answer is no, if you realize you've been out of alignment, ignoring your intuition, playing small, then 1111 is your invitation to shift, to wake up, to choose a different path in that exact moment. That's why stopping is so important. Most people rush through life, lost in thought, disconnected from the present. But when you see 1111, it's a chance to interrupt that pattern, to pause, to breathe, to consciously redirect your energy. And that's the key. Conscious redirection. Because if you just see the number but don't change anything, you're missing the opportunity. So how do you redirect? How do you take that moment and use it to create an actual shift in your reality? The answer lies in your emotions. The universe doesn't respond to what you say you want, it responds to what you feel on the deepest level. If you're constantly feeling fear, doubt, frustration, then that's what you're broadcasting out into the world, and that's what you're attracting back. But if you can use 1111 as a reset point, as a reminder to shift into gratitude, into excitement, into absolute certainty that you are on the right path, then your entire frequency changes. And when your frequency changes, your reality changes. This is why intention is so powerful. When you see 1111, don't just think about what you want, feel it as if it's already happening. If you want abundance, feel abundant now. If you want love, feel love now. If you want clarity, feel clarity now. Because when you embody the energy of what you desire, you become a magnet for it. This is the law of resonance. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. And 1111 is the perfect moment to realign with that truth. But let's take it even further. Because 1111 isn't just about manifesting things, it's about awakening. It's about remembering who you truly are beyond the illusions of this world. And this is where things get interesting. Because once you start truly paying attention to 1111, you'll notice something strange. Time itself starts to feel different. You'll experience more déjà vu, more synchronicities, more moments where reality bends in ways you can't explain. This is because 1111 is linked to time loops, to quantum shifts, to the breakdown of linear perception. In other words, the more you engage with 1111, the more you step outside of ordinary time and into a new way of experiencing reality. Have you ever had a moment where you thought of something and then it appeared almost instantly? Have you ever felt like time slowed down or sped up around you? Have you ever experienced a feeling of knowing something before it happened? These are signs that your consciousness is expanding, that you are stepping beyond the rigid structures of time and into a more fluid, intuitive way of living. And 1111 is a gateway into that state. But you have to be ready for it, because once you start shifting, you can't go back. Once you start seeing the patterns, the synchronicities, the deeper meanings behind everything, you realize that reality is not what you once thought it was. And that's when a choice appears. Do you continue living as you always have, following the same routines, thinking the same thoughts, reacting in the same ways? Or do you step fully into the unknown, knowing that something greater is calling you forward? Because make no mistake, this is a calling. You wouldn't be here if it wasn't. You wouldn't be seeing 1111 over and over again if you weren't meant to awaken. This is not random. This is not a coincidence. This is you remembering. So what if, from this moment forward, you treated every 1111 as a portal? What if you stopped every single time and consciously raised your energy? What if you used it as a moment to shift out of fear and into trust, out of doubt and into certainty, out of limitation and into absolute expansion? What would happen in your life if you did this consistently? How would reality begin to shape itself around your new energy? Would the right people start appearing? Would opportunities open effortlessly? Would clarity replace confusion? These are not hypothetical questions. This is real. This is how energy works. And the only thing stopping you from experiencing it fully is your own resistance. So let go of the doubt. Let go of the hesitation. Let go of the part of you that still wants to question whether this is real or not. Because deep down, you already know the answer. You already know that 1111 is a message for you. You already know that you are being guided. The only thing left to do is trust it. So let's make a commitment right now. From this moment forward, every time you see 1111, you will stop. You will breathe. You will become fully present. You will check in with your thoughts and shift them if needed. You will set a powerful intention and feel it as if it has already happened. And most importantly, you will trust. Trust that you are exactly where you need to be. Trust that the universe is supporting you. Trust that everything is unfolding perfectly, even if you can't see the full picture yet. Because this is how you unlock the power of 1111. Not by wishing, not by hoping, but by knowing. By stepping fully into your highest self, again and again, until it becomes second nature. Until you no longer need the signs because you are already living in alignment. Until synchronicity is no longer surprising because it has become your normal state of being. And when that happens, when you fully embody this truth, something incredible occurs. And the numbers change. You stop seeing 1111 as often, and instead, new patterns begin to emerge. 222, 333, 444, each carrying its own meaning, its own message, its own guidance for the next stage of your journey. Because 1111 is just the beginning. It's the wake-up call. But what happens after that is entirely up to you. So what will you choose? Will you step through the doorway, or will you turn away? Will you embrace the unknown, or will you stay in the comfort of what you've always known? Will you trust the signs, or will you dismiss them? Because the universe is speaking. The only question left is, are you truly listening? If you have made it this far, something inside you has already shifted. You are no longer just someone who sees 1111 and wonders what it means. You are now someone who understands that this is a direct message from the universe, a signal that you are being called to awaken, to align, to step fully into your power. But now comes the real question: what do you do with this knowledge? Because awareness alone is not enough. Seeing the signs is one thing, but knowing how to use them is what truly separates those who transform their lives from those who stay stuck in the same cycles. We've talked about how 1111 is a gateway, a mirror, a checkpoint in time that allows you to observe your thoughts, realign your energy, and consciously shape your reality. But if you truly want to unlock its full power, you must go beyond just reacting to it. You must become proactive. You must train yourself to live in a state of alignment before the signs appear, so that when they do, they serve as confirmations rather than wake-up calls. This is where most people get it wrong. They wait for 1111 to remind them to shift their energy, to set an intention, to raise their vibration. But what if you didn't need the reminder? What if you lived every moment as if you were already in perfect alignment? What if you became so in tune with your purpose, so connected to your intuition, so deeply present in your own energy that 1111 was no longer a wake-up call, but a reflection of the fact that you are already awake? This is the next level. This is where 1111 stops being something external and becomes something internal. This is where you become the energy of alignment itself. And when you reach this level, something incredible happens. You stop chasing signs and start creating them. You stop waiting for synchronicity and start embodying it. You stop looking for external validation and start trusting your inner knowing completely. This is the point where the universe no longer needs to send you signs, because you have fully stepped into your power as a conscious creator of your reality. But how do you get there? How do you integrate the power of 1111 so deeply into your life that it becomes second nature? It starts with mastering your energy. Because at its core, 1111 is a frequency. It is a vibrational signal that aligns with a specific state of consciousness. And if you want to fully unlock its power, you must learn to match that frequency, not just in the moments when you see the number, but in every moment of your life. This means raising your baseline vibration so that you are always in a state of clarity, presence, and intentionality. It means letting go of the limiting beliefs, the fears, the doubts that keep you disconnected from your true power. It means training yourself to operate from a place of trust rather than fear, expansion rather than contraction, flow rather than resistance. One of the most powerful ways to do this is through a practice I call energetic anchoring. This is where you intentionally create a state of alignment, presence, and high vibration, and then anchor that state into your mind and body so that you can return to it at will. Here's how it works the next time you see 1111. Instead of just acknowledging it and moving on, stop and take a deep breath. Close your eyes, place your hand over your heart, and bring to mind a moment when you felt completely aligned, when you felt deeply connected, powerful, alive. It could be a time when you achieved something incredible, a time when you felt overwhelming love, a time when you experienced deep peace. Hold on to that feeling. Amplify it. Let it expand throughout your entire body until you are fully immersed in it. And then lock it in. You do this by creating a physical association with the state, maybe pressing 2 fingers together, maybe touching your heart, maybe taking a specific deep breath. The key is to create a simple, repeatable action that you can use to trigger this state instantly, anytime, anywhere. Now, every time you see 1111, repeat this process. Stop, breathe, activate your anchor, and flood your body with that same high vibrational energy. Do this enough times, and something extraordinary happens. Your brain rewires itself, your nervous system adapts, your energy shifts permanently, and eventually you no longer need the number to trigger the state. You can enter it at will, anytime you choose. This is how you integrate 1111 so deeply that it becomes a part of who you are. But let's take it even further, because once you master your energy, the next step is mastering your perception. Because here's the ultimate truth: -1111 is not just appearing on clocks or signs or receipts. It is appearing everywhere, all the time. But most people don't see it. Not because it isn't there, but because their awareness is too limited to perceive it. The universe is constantly communicating with you in every moment through symbols, patterns, synchronicities. But if your mind is cluttered with distractions, doubts, and conditioned beliefs, you miss the messages. You overlook the guidance that is being given to you in plain sight. So the next level of unlocking 1111 is expanding your awareness to see beyond the obvious. To train yourself to recognize synchronicities not just in numbers, but in everything. The way a certain song plays at the perfect moment. The way a stranger says exactly what you needed to hear. The way an opportunity arises precisely when you were ready for it. When you expand your perception, life becomes a living dialogue between you and the universe. Every moment is a message. Every experience is a lesson. Every interaction is a reflection. And when you live this way, magic becomes your normal. But this requires trust. Deep, unwavering trust. Because as your awareness expands, you will start to see patterns that defy logic. You will experience synchronicities that are too perfect to be random. But you will feel guided in ways that cannot be explained by ordinary means. And this is where most people get scared. They start to question. They start to doubt. Their logical mind tries to pull them back into the illusion of control. But the ones who truly unlock the power of 1111 are the ones who let go, who surrender to the flow, who embrace the mystery rather than resist it. So ask yourself, are you willing to trust the signs, even when they don't make sense? Are you willing to follow the pull of your intuition, even when it leads you into the unknown? Are you willing to step fully into the version of yourself who no longer needs external proof because they know with absolute certainty that they are being guided? Because this is where the real transformation happens. This is where you step beyond just seeing 1111 and into being the energy that it represents. And when you reach this level, something incredible happens. The numbers evolve. You start seeing new patterns: -222, 333, 444, 555, each carrying its own message, but its own guidance for the next stage of your journey. Because 1111 was just the beginning. It was the wake-up call. But now you are awake. Now you are ready for the deeper layers of the mystery. Now you are ready to step fully into your role as a conscious creator of your reality. So what will you do with this power? Will you use it to elevate every aspect of your life? Will you commit to living in total alignment, in total trust, in total presence? Will you become the person who no longer waits for signs, but instead creates them? Because if you do, there is no limit to what you can manifest. No limit to the synchronicities you will experience. No limit to the expansion, the abundance, the transformation that will unfold before you. This is your invitation. This is your moment. 1111 has appeared once again, and the universe is asking you, are you ready to step through the doorway? Are you ready to claim the life that has always been waiting for you? Are you ready to listen, not just with your mind, but with your soul? Because the universe is speaking, it always has been. The only question left is, are you truly listening?